popularly said, we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future.
Also, it is said, in youth we learn and in age we understand.
Youth, they say, is the gift of nature. But what happens when the gift is at risk in the present?
Trending issues,
Topics and scenarios
That relates directly to the present youth in general.
we will bring to you live on Celebration TV
every Sunday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. GMT+1.
On youth and lifestyle.
Join in the conversation. There's nowhere else you'd rather be.
Welcome to Youth and Lifestyle. Happy Sunday to all our lovely viewers, our audience out there. We hope and we trust that you are doing well. My name is James Comfort, and like I said, this is Youth and Lifestyle. First, we want to apologize for not having broadcasting live for the past weeks, but now we're here. And this time around, we came with everything we've got because we know that you've missed us like we've missed you. So do accept our apology and please vibe with us today. Vibe with us like we never left. Okay, you know how we do it. It's not just me on set today, not just me in the studio. I have with me my regular co-host, LIASON, and the ever beautiful, amazing, Messi in the house.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we are back now.
Yeah.
And I think we should just go straight to letting them know our topic for today.
Okay.
So we can go to discussion proper.
Of course.
And then let's vibe with them. We really miss them.
Yeah, but we have so much to actually
So
give to
much,
them.
so much to catch up with. So our topic for today is I am a man. I am a man. Now, what does it mean to be a man? Does being a man mean does it mean getting married? Does it mean having kids? Is it by responsibilities? Is it just gender based? And then being a man, does it restrict you from certain things, or does it require you to do certain things, act in certain ways, or not get engaged in certain things? We have to look at all these aspects because there are so much men out there are dealing with, and I believe it's as a result of some factor which the society has made or imposed on them, as it were. So I believe that when we look briefly at our storyline for today, we'll have a better understanding of what today's topic is about. And we need you to start calling in ASAP, like right now, and join the conversation. Okay, so if you can have it on, I will appreciate it if our broadcast engineer can please increase the font so we could get a clearer view of what's on TV. But then, like I said, the topic is I am a man. Before that comes up, I think we should just look at it. What does it actually mean to be a man? Who is a man?
If, based on your intro that you just gave,
Yes.
let me say, you actually made mention of a few things that would qualify one to be a man. Okay, I think we have it out now.
Now, it says men are faced with depression leading to suicidal acts, or let me say suicidally, because they can't actually share what they are going through. But the question is, why? Now, I want you to pay close attention to this. It says men are faced with depression, and now not just being depressed, but then this is leading to an increase in the rate of suicides in the male gender. But then now, this is actually because they are going through so much, but then they never speak up, and the question is why?
And because they don't speak up, that's where we have them being
a
depressed.
man. As in, what the question, what I'm
Okay,
saying is,
if them not speaking up,
yes,
if,
is that
if
what
that
makes
them
them
a
a
man?
man? Does it mean that if you are going through something as a man, you shouldn't speak up? Do you think keeping quiet, bottling situations and letting them weigh you down is what makes you a man?
Okay, you want to say something?
Okay. Being a man is not keeping quiet when you're going through hard times. No. Like I always say, men are human beings.
Of course.
Okay.
They are emotional too.
Okay.
But somehow when men were raised, I'm saying when men were raised because I have brothers. you know, when some things are going on at home, you hear them say, you are a man.
Yes.
Do you have to cry?
Exactly.
You know, you are a man. Do you have to cry? Why are you crying? Because she hits you, you know? It's like men should not feel pain. But no, that is not it. Men are human beings. They go through the pains that women go through too. So, for instance, our God, if he is not emotional, he can't be compassionate. So, if we are saying because they keep quiet, that makes them men. Or because they are able to absorb a lot of pressure, that makes them men. No, that is not what makes a man a man. What makes a man is maturity, responsibility, his ability to protect, his ability to defend, his ability to provide. You know, those are the things that makes a man a man. So bottling up issues actually is a sign of weakness. These weaknesses are imposed
On them. Yes.
Either from the way they grew up,
I think from the society generally.
Yes, it's from different places.
You actually said something.
It's from different places.
And I think there's something we have to drive on that, what you just said now. Saying, mentioning qualities of what makes
someone a man.
Yes.
You are saying, you mentioned responsibility. And then from that angle, I want to say, when that man or that man that thinks he's a man cannot function in that part of their responsibility, they start seeing it as being a lesser man. And then it dawns on them not to want to share, because they want to look for their own way, because it's been put to them from the society, from should I say, from their culture, from their settings. They want to let them know that this responsibility is supposed to be on you. So if some of them, they might not be seeing it like they are keeping quiet.
They are seeing it as taking.
They are seeing it as taking responsibility.
Yes, in charge of the situation.
Exactly. It still goes back to upbringing, what the society has taught them. Now, a man that cannot carry out certain responsibility at a particular time is not weak unless he's not trying. If he's not trying, then something is wrong. But if he's a man that is trying,
you're making attempts.
He's making effort, but it's not working.
Yeah,
it is not working situation now. It does not mean he has failed. He is still in the process. You understand me?
Yeah.
That man is still responsible because he's doing something.
True.
He's trying to do something.
Then the fact we are now looking at
now, the society does not see it like that.
Okay.
They don't see it like that. If a man cannot do certain things that he's supposed to do, they look at him and tag him irresponsible. You can't do what men should do.
But then I think this topic doesn't just touch males, as it were.
Yeah.
I think females also have a huge role to play in this whole situation, because the same way we have men configured in a certain way in the society is the same way we have ladies also configured in a certain way, and the way ladies have been configured also affects men, as it were.
Now I'm going to tell you
in that part of responsibility also.
Now I'm going to tell you one disadvantage of raising.
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you, Miss. I think before you proceed, to our viewers watching right now, please, we need you to start calling in, join the conversation. We are talking about what makes one a man and how should a man react to situations. Is a man supposed to keep quiet, deal with things, let it weigh him down, or is he supposed to speak out, cry for help? You understand? So we also want to hear your opinion. So please do well to start buzzing our lines. Call in, join the conversation. So Mercy, you were saying?
Yes. I said, now, when our parents trained our brothers or the male not to cry, they are toughening them like men don't cry. This is common in Nigeria or in Africa. Men don't cry. Crying is a sign of weakness. Now, talking about responsibility, because of the way they target on men, for me, I think it has made most ladies lazy.
it's not think, that's it.
Very lazy, because they believe that when they enter a man's life, it is
like
the
a saving grace.
Yes, it's like, this is now my bus stop. I no longer have to pay rent. I no longer have to buy my clothes. I no longer have to do anything for myself.
About feeding.
So the man is now the ATM machine.
Exactly.
And that man is now under pressure, because the woman, yes, the woman is his responsibility. How? Like I said, protect, provide for, defend. But those are some of them. But that does not make that man the only person that should do those things.
Take charge, yeah.
The woman too should work. You understand? If the woman is working and is filling in for some areas where the man is not being able to do something at a particular time, the society will not see the weakness of that man and call him weak.
You are speaking from the angle of if the man is married.
Whether the man, see, it could be your brother. Okay, now look at it for instance. You see some families, the man, no matter how young he is, he's under pressure.
Yes.
You see a married woman in her husband's house calling her younger brother, whether married or single, and you're calling your younger brother.
She's just saying the truth. No,
and you're telling your brother.
The part I was even considering why I said if she's looking at it from the married angle is the fact where those guys, or let me say a man or a guy that thinks is a man, is being pushed by peer pressure. Because this is a case that happened, was it at a school, where this young man had to, I think he was depressed, if you ask me, because that's the only thing that can make him take that kind of act.
What was it?
He went out of the hostel, met a friend, borrowed 200 naira from him. Please, I need 200 naira. Went to a police station, got a fare, came back to the house,
drank it,
locked the door, poured on himself,
set himself ablaze,
poured in the house, and set himself ablaze.
Jesus.
Okay, now this young man is in his 100 level.
Whoa.
Okay, you just started.
Level.
Yes, you just went. See, that thing might not start from that school.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Peer pressure. If you're saying a brother or sister or this, but now somebody.
I think something like that now from that angle is this. You know, even in homes, let me say in homes that are not, maybe they're not well to do or just on the average managing. You see, when their children are out there, still in school like this, as it were, when the females, the ladies have issues, they need money to do one or two things, it's always a one-way straight phone call. It's easy for you to call, ask for support and all that. But then you see most times in these families, these men, these boys have to train themselves from a very tender age. They tell you, you are a man, you have to learn to start taking responsibilities. You go out, like it's a do or die affair. You have to look for the money.
Yes.
You have to survive. You can't. Nobody wants to assist you. You run to uncle, run to auntie.
There's a guy I met. There's a guy I met. A young guy. A young guy. You should be in his. Maybe that guy is less than 25. He was on the phone call. He was standing by me somewhere, and he was telling the sister, "Was it not last week I sent Gary? I sent rice. I sent money. Can you tell me people did not cook at home?" And I looked at the boy. He's a student.
Okay.
And he's sending food home for them to eat. So I waited from school. And
Can you imagine?
Yes, this one I wasn't told.
Somebody who is a student, not working.
He's not working.
Feeding people in the house.
Yeah. I waited patiently for him to finish that call. And then I asked him. I said, "Bro, sorry. Are you working or you're a student?" He said, "No, Mama, I'm a student." I said, "Oh, and you sent food home? Do you work?" He said, "No, I'm the first son in the house. My younger sister's at home. My mom is there. You know, someone needs to take care of them." And I said, "So now that you're a student and you're sending food, you're sending money, what is the source of your income?" "Well, Mama, forget that thing now. Men must hustle, you know." And I just walked away. I'm like, this guy has been told that it is your responsibility to kill yourself if you have to provide. Because we don't know what that guy is into. That he's using to buy. Do you know what is half bag of gari,
you know,
full bag of rice, and he bought those things and sent them home. And he's a student.
I think there's a common perspective. They will tell you that you can't push a young girl out or pressurize her to get working or look for something doing, because if you are doing that, you are indirectly pushing her into prostitution to sell her body. But you see, when it comes to the men, those guys,
they put their hands,
they don't even think about it. They don't care what you want to get yourself involved in. You understand? That's why we have increase in the rate of fraud, armed robbery, different.
Do you know there is a
crime,
bigger disadvantage of these things? I went, because I find it really interesting to talk to people. Sometimes, if I see opportunity, I just heard this old woman was telling another young lady in the market, husband no day again, no. Just keep yourself and take care of your children. There is no husband anywhere. And now, this woman is really elderly. She should not be in the market selling, first of all. Okay. So I was like, why would this woman be giving this kind of advice to a young lady who is like maybe between the ages of, she should be like 30. She's less than 35. So I was like, I'm going to wait. I didn't want to buy anything from the old woman, but I just had to wait because that thing sounded like a topic for me. So I stopped. I greeted the woman. I was like, Mama, hey, why did you say there are no husbands anywhere? He said, my pikin, where you foresee husband? No husband anywhere. How do you see responsible boys? And and I asked her one question. I was very bold to do it. I said, Mama, I'm sure you have children. She said, yes. Grown-up ones. I said, okay, ma. I said, you have sons? He said, yes. You have daughters? Yes. I said, where are they right now? He said, my daughters, they don't go farm. Then my sons, I leave them for house. And I said, why not that the guys went to the farm and the girls were here selling? He started looking at me. And I said, do they go to the farm? He said, no, sometimes they'll just sit down for their phone. They press phone. Before don't they shout, hey, alert. I said, okay, ma. And I said, do you know that?
Can you imagine?
Do you know where I was going to with this? I said, do you know that with guys like those, your sons, truly there are no husbands? The woman was like, how? I said, because you have trained the ladies to be strong. They are in the farm. They will harvest cassava, come home, process it,
to actually do
and turn it to either fufu or gari or something. And then the guys are at home. They don't know what it means to bend their backs to work. And those ones, they cannot take care of a wife. They don't know what it means to go out there and do a decent job.
True.
You understand?
Men are not brought up or trained to do legit.
Now, yes.
It's like it's something that is strange now.
Yes.
If you see a guy,
hustling,
do you know that
sincerely,
guys these days will tell you that I know if you do 8 to 5 work, go sit down for Percy office, wear suit, put tie early in the morning. There are few guys who
want to do that.
Be willing now to graduate from school and then say they want to get involved in an official process. They are not interested.
Come for this angle I want us to look at it from, but we have to go on break now. So when we come back, we'll look at it. But I want to say something about it. You see, we are actually looking at why they go into depression.
Yes.
Okay, why do they have to keep quiet to the extent of going to depression? And then when you started, you made mention of family pressure, and then I said peer pressure, society pressure, like that. So when we come back, I want to talk about the family pressure. Okay. Because I'm going to use myself as a case study. And then I also want us to see it as this, like I told Mercy, they are not seeing it as they are killing themselves. They are seeing it as, that's the way she said, it's something they've been brought up with. They are seeing it as a way of living. In fact, asking somebody for something is like they are breaking taboo. I'm telling you. So when we come back from this break, we'll look into all that. Don't go anywhere and get your phones ready to call. We'll be right back. Can I have a minute of your time? It is popularly said we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future.
Also, it is said, in youth we learn and in age we understand.
Youth, they say, is the gift of nature. But what happens when the gift is at risk in the present?
Trending issues,
Topics and scenarios
that relates directly to the present youth in general.
we will bring to you live on Celebration TV
every Sunday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. GMT+1.
On youth and lifestyle.
Join in the conversation. There's nowhere else you'd rather be. Commences Sunday, 1st August 2021. You can call in and share your opinions.
Can I have a minute of your time? It is popularly said we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future.
Also, it is said, in youth we learn and in age we understand.
Youth, they say, is the gift of nature. But what happens when the gift is at risk in the present?
Trending issues,
Topics and scenarios
That relates directly to the present youth in general.
we will bring to you live on Celebration TV
every Sunday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. GMT+1.
What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, it will get the desired reciprocation you long for. We are committed to giving your business and services that quality touch of class, and you will be happy you made the right choice by placing that investment of yours on the right platform. Without delay, you can call on this number for your advert placement, partnership, or sponsorship of our programs. Celebration Television, your best bet. What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, it will get the desired reciprocation you long for. We are committed to giving your business.
Yeah, you're welcome back to Youth and Lifestyle. Still in the studio, I am a man with mercy and comfort, and we have been digging into this topic to actually look at it from every angle on why do men go into depression. It happens all around. It happens to ladies, but it's more on the male side. And then it's getting us worried. Why would they want to keep an issue to the extent of even thinking of taking their own life without considering any other person? They will just do it. So that's what we are saying. Pick up your phone. You must have heard a story. You must know a way to actually help someone walk out from that depressed state. Pick your phone now and call us. Let's have a one-on-one discussion so that whoever is hearing you outside there that is already being depressed will have a way out. There's a way out from this.
Yeah.
So before we go Comfort and CJ and Mercy, I was talking about myself. From the time I started knowing my left shoe to my right shoe, right? If I'm hungry in my house, I want to eat, I don't go to my mom, I don't go to my dad to tell them I'm hungry.
So how do you get food?
I wait.
You wait like how?
This is the first time I'm saying this to anybody. I wait. You see that? I hear children do that these days. Mommy, are they hungry? I from my primary school to my secondary school, I don't remember saying it. I mean, when I started knowing from my left, maybe I was saying it when I was still a baby. Okay, a baby. Let me use that. Then, when I just started knowing my left to my right, they brought us up. I don't know if it was just me, but
you got the memo.
I got it that you don't ask for food.
Yes.
You don't. You wait. Sometimes we sleep. They wake us up at night to tell us that food is ready. So growing up like that, going to school like that, there's a time I will even trek. I'm working with my friends. One Alex, we're in school together, primary school, then went to secondary school together too. He's living with his uncle and they are rich. He has money. I would have been able to ask him that, I don't have transport for tomorrow class, so how far can you help me out? In fact, he will be displaying in my presence. But I can't even ask him. Like you just said, it's a taboo to me to ask him. for help. So it was when I started growing, then I started seeing that this thing will kill me one day. Because do you know why? Do you know why? From the age of 13, I already started doing business. Okay. I was already selling, already going to the market. I was going to this market in the east, Onitsha market, to buy goods.
At the age of 13.
At the age of 13, 14, 15, I was on the highway. So what I'm telling you now is that I now understood that there is a place for me to guide myself. That if I don't have to ask, then I have to work to it.
To get it, yes.
Then people who find themselves in these situations and then they don't find a way out, then that's how they will end up in depression.
So yeah, I think the challenge is this. Since most men may be asking the question, okay, if I'm not supposed to bottle things up, if I'm not supposed to, if I'm supposed to cry, rather, you understand? Like, what should I do? I think this is the best way to put it.
Okay.
Since you're saying men are not supposed to be too stiff with themselves and all that, so what should they do when they are actually faced with challenges? As a man out there, if I'm dealing with so much pressure, there's so many responsibilities coming in left, right, and then I'm looking at it like this and I'm seeing that I'm not seeing anywhere this money is coming from. Because most times, let me tell you,
it's money problem.
Yes,
it's money problem. Of course.
Most times the issue with men is financial problems. How to get money, because there's so much that has to be taken care of.
So much.
And now they are saying, I'm not seeing any legit or any sure source of getting this money from to deal with this problem and all that. What do I do?
Okay.
What do I do? What's the way forward? When men are faced with such situations where they find themselves in tight corners, what should they do? How do they go about it? We also want to hear from you. I'm sure you're watching us right now and you've been following. So what do you think, or how do you think men should handle situations like that?
For me, sometimes when I am privileged to talk to some people, because I've actually met people who are under pressure to pay school fees for their sisters' children, to pay house rent for, so much financial responsibility on them. And almost all of them that I have met are already battling with high blood pressure.
Mike from Canada.
Hello, Mike. Hello, Mike. Are you there?
Hello. Can you hear us?
Hello, Mike.
Mike, you can just be patient. Stay on the line.
Why the technicals
that this
face up.
issue is resolved.
Hello, Mike.
Okay,
you're saying something?
Yes.
All right, so Mike, you can hear us. So I appreciate if you would just call back. Try to call back. We still want to hear from you. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Now, most of these men, as I was saying, are already battling with high blood pressure. And high blood pressure doesn't just come up, apart from hereditary and all that. Most of the time, when you are facing too much pressure, too much needs from people, you're thinking, imagine you have needs to settle of 1 million naira and your income is 100,000 naira.
And nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
That your income is 100,000
nobody
naira.
even cares. They don't even bother if you have your personal problems. Now, what I often tell these people is this: when you don't have, don't be afraid or ashamed to say you don't have. Forget what anybody will say. If they say you are weak, let them say you are weak. Most of the time, men do not want to be told they are weak. Sometimes ask yourself, am I really weak? Am I not trying? Be bold. Don't be ashamed to say, I don't have it.
Exactly.
Don't be ashamed. Then another thing is, men, you feel pain. You are a human being. If you have
Stop
to cry,
bottling up situations.
if you have to cry like a woman,
Stop bottling
please
it up.
go to the Please, because they say men,
you're advising them to cry like a woman.
Please cry. You are a human being. No.
Which woman will you cry to? The woman that is crying to you?
Let me tell you something.
It's not about crying.
See, let me tell you
The
something.
woman that you want to cry to is crying to you already.
It is not just
about
let me tell
crying.
you something. If you go through science,
Okay.
you see, when you bottle up too much and you're supposed to cry, and then you hold back and you don't cry. That is the beginning. In fact, that is the fastest. Okay.
We have a Shamage.
Shamage from Benue State.
Benue
Just
State.
pray you are pronouncing it well.
Pardon me, please.
Hello, Shamage from Benue State. Are you there?
I think we lost this call. I think we lost that call.
Wow. Okay.
Now, when sometimes there are things that really gets to men. You see their eyes red. At that point, they are crying inside. They are wishing the next person knows what they are going through. See, let me tell you, the best thing you can do for yourself at that time, health-wise, for you to remain sane, is look for a place. It could be in your room, it could be in your restroom, it could be anywhere. Go there, sit down on the floor, take a position that you're comfortable with. Cry.
You see, much like what I was saying.
Just cry.
It's not even. It's not
Are
just
you
about
saying,
crying.
are you saying that crying solves the issue?
That's what I'm trying to say. Now,
Or is it depression?
See, for
I
most
think
men,
men should start talking.
I'm coming there.
Okay,
I'm coming there.
Share your situation.
Hold on, who are you sharing it with?
I'm
You
coming
have
there.
friends. You have family
Comfort.
members.
Comfort. You're
You're not alone.
Comfort.
You have friends.
I was taking it step by step. You understand? The first thing I said was, don't be ashamed or afraid to say you don't have. You understand?
Yes.
That's you talking to whoever. Whether it's your mother, whether it's your father, whoever. When you don't have, you can't always be there. They are human beings. They should work too. They should also try. You understand? Now, when you are at that stage where your heart is heavy, you know within yourself that you're crying inside, but you're trying to be a man. Please, keeping that tears inside you is ask any doctor, is the fastest way to depression. Wow. Because when you keep bottling them up like that.
Mike
from Canada is calling back.
Hello, Mike.
Oh, what's happening to the network
to you from here?
Okay.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, Elias. Good morning.
Good morning from your end, but good evening from our end. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastically well.
Okay.
All right.
And you?
All right, I'm good. We are good. And quickly, suggestion or a question?
Your contribution.
It's going to be a contribution.
Okay, please go ahead.
First and foremost, I would say the topic you guys are discussing is very, very interesting.
Thank you so much.
But then it's complex, so it cannot be discussed exhaustively within 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah.
Trust me, there are so many factors.
Of course.
To be considered.
We don't mind doing a continuation, a part 2 for it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me begin by saying that the concept of men being under pressure and some stereotypes being placed on men, it actually starts from the family unit.
True.
Okay.
It's not an African thing, it's a global issue. Okay?
Whoa.
So let me give some instances. As a man, when you're growing up from 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, you are being taught, you are being told by your parents and your
guardian,
your siblings, your elderly siblings, that you are a man, you have to be tough. Don't cry. If you see anything you don't like, don't show emotions, talk it up and move on.
Wow.
So when men are exposed to such kind of indoctrination, feelings or emotions, they grow up with that mentality. So when they become full-grown men, they go into the larger society, and all kinds of missiles, in quote, are thrown their path, thrown their way. they just keep sucking it up, and they can't even open up. They just bottle it up.
And this can lead to depression.
Of course.
Yes, that's why globally the rate of
suicide
and suicide is
male.
way
It's higher.
more higher in men than women. So I think it's a very complex issue, and there is no single solution to this, because if you want to provide a solution to this, we have to go back to the family unit, which is almost impossible, if not impossible.
Yes. Right? Now we can't deal with what has already happened from the family unit. But now, as adults or growing up, if a man is faced with challenges or finds himself in a difficult situation, how do you prefer that he goes about it? How should he deal with it?
Okay, one of the ways, men, we deal with such issues is we open up to fellow men.
Okay.
We find it hard to open up to women, because we don't want to be seen as, oh, this guy is not tough, he's weak mentally. He's not a tough. We don't want to be seen like that. So we prefer opening up to fellow guys, fellow men. We meet in places, beer parlors, in football pitches, there are places we meet, even in churches, and we begin to, bring up our issues. This is what I'm passing through, this is what I'm passing through. Then the other brother shares what he or she is passing through.
Okay, you get contributions.
And then from there we begin to look for a way to solve these challenges.
So is it ever helpful?
Complex.
Is it ever helpful, like talking to your fellow guys about those situations? Have you actually ever found solutions through such means, or felt any sense of relief?
Okay, thank you for asking, James. First and foremost, if you look at all around the world, there are no forums, there are no platforms for men. Men have no advocates. You cannot see a single organization or a single agency advocating for men. You don't see it. When it comes to women, there are so many agencies, feminist agencies standing up for women, always bringing up women issues.
Wow.
So because of that, men feel that we are not really paid attention to. So we try to move with fellow men, so that we can solve our problems. Because, just look at the world. The world has gone very, very feminine. Everywhere, gender equality, women's rights everywhere. But have you seen any men's rights movement? So these are some of the issues we are talking about. So because of this, men, we only move with fellow men, and we use those gatherings to open up to fellow men.
Wow.
So it's a global issue. It's not just an African song. It's a global. I'm asking you guys, have you ever seen or had a men movement, men activism?
I don't think
I haven't, but we are going to check if there is.
No, we'll check.
I don't think I've
You're just directing our attention to that.
And even if there are, probably
they are not loud.
Yes,
they are not
and
loud.
then they don't get as much attention as those for
because
females
it's for men.
Yes. All right, thank you so much, Mike, for calling in. Thank you.
And I want to make one more contribution, if you don't mind.
All right.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, and there is this notion that the global system is being controlled by men. They call it patriarchy. So basically, the concept is all the systems of this world are being structured, built by men. So men are always the dominant factors. So all these ideologies have made men to be seen as the enemies of the society in one way or the other. That's why a man can't even speak up. No, it's not a laughing matter.
Yeah.
He can't speak up. So, the topic of I am a man, what are the challenges of men? Why do men not open up? Why are men raised in certain ways? Why are they not shouldering some responsibilities that they are supposed to shoulder? There are so many factors to be considered. It's not something we can just discuss within few minutes. It's going to take days, months, and years. Trust me on that.
Oh, thank you so much,
Thank
Mike.
you so much. Thank you so much, Mike. Really appreciate your contribution.
And before I leave, I want to appreciate Mercy. Our perspective seems to be more deep and in-depth. I think the way she sees issues are more, they are more
realistic for
realistic. Yes, they are more realistic. Elias is a man, but he's not really speaking very much.
You know, I'm still sitting in between two women, so I have to know what I'm saying, because
no, I think what's happening, Mike, is this. We are experiencing what we are talking about. He's bottling some situations up. He doesn't want to say some things now because he's saying, I'm a man.
I have said so much. I haven't said so what I've not said to anybody before. Comfort.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah, bye.
Okay, you see,
God.
from what he said now,
I
think, you know, he said from family.
Yes.
But you see, we can't begin to control the damages that has been done. But something can still be done.
To manage the situation.
Yes. You are going to have children. We have people growing up around us. We can actually begin to do a correction. Now, how do we do this correction? From what he said, men are not given a listening ear. We have so many agencies talking for women. So I am thinking, because if men, look at it, women, we have a whole lot of responsibility. We are the comforter. We are the compassionate. That's how, because we are mothers, we are born to love.
Yeah, support system.
You understand?
Okay. Shamanga, it's called Shamangi from Benue State. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hope we are pronouncing your name correctly.
Good evening and welcome.
Correctly.
Okay, thank you so much, Shamangi. How are you today?
Yeah, I want to contribute.
All right, go ahead, please.
You're welcome.
That topic is interesting.
Thank you so much.
But it's not everybody in trouser that is a man.
Okay, tell us, who do you think a man is?
A man is a man after the definition of God of who man is.
Okay.
In Genesis chapter 2, God said it is not good for a man to be alone. And then he made provision. Now, what interests me about this topic is, our beloved sister say, when there is no money, there is nothing provision.
No finances, yeah.
And there are challenges. How will you go about it?
Okay.
That is where your man is proven. Being a man is not in the time of plenty that you will know you are a man. For you to know you are a man is to scale through scarcity, to scale through challenging moments without having scars on your body, without denting your image, and going out of the trials, going within the temptations of life with a testimony. Being a man means you have accepted responsibilities, not just for yourself, but you are qualified to look after a family. That is what makes you a man.
Okay.
And you cannot be called a man. Sorry, you want to say something?
Yes.
Go ahead.
From what you've said and what you've mentioned, the ability to scale through scarcity without scars, face challenges. Now, that's exactly where we are at the moment, and then that's what we are trying to address. Now, it's not so easy for men, as it were, to scale through these challenging moments, these situations, and then most times you see it leads them into depression, and then as a result of being depressed, they end up taking their lives committing suicide because they may have come to the point where they say, I think this is the final bus stop. There is nowhere I can run to. There's nobody to assist me. I can't even talk to anybody about this issue I'm dealing with. It's better I just end my life now and then end this suffering. But then instead of doing that, allowing yourself get to that point, how do you think men should manage themselves, manage situations when it gets to that?
Still remain a man.
Yes, that junction.
Manage it and still remain a man.
As a man.
Yes, first, the person that is called a man must be Christ-like. You must be born again.
Okay.
It's when you become born again that you will know how to navigate out of challenges by the leadings of the Holy Spirit. No man that is connected to Christ that can think of killing himself when there are challenges. Because the whole scriptures, they are saying it shall come to pass. That moment too will come to pass. The challenge whatsoever is going through, it's not a new thing. People went through that and have testimony. So why killing yourself? So you must know Christ. If you know Christ, you will understand that all things are working out for your good. For to them that love God.
Okay.
And if you don't know God, how can you become a man? Knowing God is the beginning. Having a personal relationship with Christ is the beginning of being a man. That is where I can drop my point.
Okay. Then what about, let's look at it from this angle. Do you think it is right, or do you think it should be a norm for men to be trained in the way that they should bottle up emotions about how they feel? They should be solely responsible for, let me say,
for everything
around them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before you become a man,
do you agree with that?
He has agreed.
Mr. Shamagi.
Yes, absolutely. I agree that a man should be well trained.
Well, okay, what's your definition of being well trained?
Well trained means that you have submit yourself under the leadings and the direction of the Holy Spirit. Apart from the parental training, the Holy Spirit is our teacher.
Okay.
He teaches you when no one can teach you.
So if a man
he lectures you.
If a man feels pain, do you think it should be normal for him to cry out, to cry like a lady would?
No. A man feeling pain and crying out, you are not yet a man, you are a baby. You are a baby, you are still wearing pampers.
Okay, Shamagi, we're looking at it from this aspect. Okay.
Yes.
You are feeling pain.
Yes.
And then you are keeping this pain to yourself.
Yes.
And this pain might be tantamount to committing
Depression,
suicide after being depressed, high blood pressure, and then just a simple talking to somebody, sharing your experience with somebody. Are you saying now with what you just answered now that keeping that issue and struggling it
by yourself
makes you a man? That's what makes you a man.
What I'm saying is, well, it is good to share, but you first share with God.
Okay.
Any problem you share with God is already solved. And if by human nature you feel like as you are led to share with somebody that you know cannot use it against you, then you can go ahead, but that is not crying out.
That's the fear. That's the fear we are talking about,
now,
Mr. Shamagi.
Wait, I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm coming.
Yeah, please come.
The issue of sharing your problem with people should not be the first thing. Not be the first thing. You share with God first, in place of prayer. And many times that's why they will say somebody is feeling so big, is this and that, and all of that. But here this, I believe that if you share your problem with God with the whole of the heart, God have a way of sending people to your aid. God have a way of connecting people. I have such as an example. I have gone to such situations, and when I pray sufficiently, especially praying in tongues, for like 2, 3, 4 hours, and the way will be clear. Before you know what is happening, God will miraculously send somebody. A situation that the devil orchestrated that it should be a depressing situation.
Yeah.
Turn out to become a testimony.
Yeah.
That is why I say a man must be born again.
Wow.
Right.
Thank you so much. This is so helping. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
Wow. It just took us to another dimension.
I'm telling you, but then there was something he said that caught my attention. Now he said, Yes, it's not saying that you cannot share. You should share first with God in the place of prayer, and then you can share to anybody around you that you know will not use it against you.
Yes.
And you see, that's what I'm saying. That's where the problem. That's the problem we are talking about. Use it against
No, sharing,
you. Why would somebody
sharing to people.
You know
some person that will not use it against you is actually from both angles, both
whether
male
male
and
or female.
That's what I'm saying.
That one is not restricted to men.
No, but then you see, Mr. Shamange first doesn't even feel you should even share.
But if you ask me, from
you
what
being
he
scared
said,
that somebody wants to use something against you is you being scared of being perceived as weak.
Now that takes us back.
Are you getting my point now?
That takes us back to the upbringing we're talking about. You understand?
Yes.
Don't forget that all of us here, Mr. Shamange that just called, we're all trained in this particular way that we are trying to correct.
It's a norm in the society.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it will be hard for him to actually see it differently because he does not agree that you should. He believes that
a man should show any form of weakness.
Being a man means you are able to solve your problems by yourself. No, we know that there is a place for the Holy Spirit.
Mike is calling back.
Mike has something to say.
Mike, hello. Hello, Mike.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Elias.
You're welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes, thank you. I decided to call back because I really like the topic you guys are discussing, and I want to respond to what Shaman just said.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to say that we shouldn't over spiritualize issues.
I know you are. I know that's why you called back.
I was going to say that.
It would be a mistake if we. It would be a mistake if we do that.
Okay.
Now let me give some biblical examples. When Sarah died, Abraham's wife, remember Sarah, God called Sarah my friend. God called Abraham
my friend. Yes.
Yeah.
Such a spiritual man, when his wife died, he cried, he showed emotions. And you cannot be more spiritual than Jesus Christ. Even Jesus Christ showed emotions. The scripture says, and Jesus wept. He did not cry, he wept.
Yeah.
And when Jesus Christ is being crucified, he made a statement. He said, my father, why had thou forsaken me? That's an emotional statement.
Yes, he spoke out.
So,
You don't even on the cross, he didn't want to be depressed.
Yeah.
He had to call the Father.
Yes. And people were there.
Okay, Mike, continue, please.
Yes. I like what Mercy said. People were there. So we shouldn't hide behind spirituality to hide our emotions.
I agree with you, Michael.
Okay.
The point is, no matter the stereotypes, no matter what society might have imposed on men, knowingly or unknowingly, men, we have to start looking for ways of opening up instead of keep bottling things or keep sucking things up, because eventually it is going to explode at some point.
Yes. Yeah. It will.
90% of homeless people in this country, Canada, where I reside presently, are men. 88% of registered people who are registered that they are dealing with depression, 88% of them are men.
Amen. Yeah.
Workplace fatality, workplace injuries. About 78% of workplace related injuries are being inflicted. It is men that always record all these ugly incidences. About 78% of men who get injured in the place of work. Amen. So we shouldn't use spirituality and begin to act as if these things are not real. These things are real. You cannot be more spiritual than Jesus Christ. So my point is, men, we have to start speaking up one way or the other. Even if we cannot open up to our mothers, to our sisters, to our wives, to our girlfriends, at least we should open up to fellow men. Okay,
Mike. Thank you so much. What you are saying now, does not change the fact that Shamange has his own opinion about how he sees life. Okay, so we are happy. we actually...
Yes, he sees it that way.
Yeah.
He's very, very correct. He sees it that way. And he believes as well. I'm a full-time believer as well. He sees it that he's very, very correct. But what I'm saying is, I see it differently.
Should not completely
spiritualize
the situation. I understand what you're saying.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for calling back. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. See, you know, I was saying something before the call.
Yes. I think at this junction, what we'll do is we are out of time. We may probably have to maybe continue this discussion next week. I don't know, but when we go off camera, I'm sure Mr. Producer is observing, so we'll see what happens. But I think we will probably have to continue this discussion next week, and maybe we could just right now leave our last words, round up on this topic, because like Mike said, this is something that if we want to talk about and we really want to address it from every necessary angle, we won't leave here. We'll keep discussing. Like, it is so lengthy, it is complex, it is ambiguous. So I think at this junction, we'll be leaving you with our last words for today's episode, and then probably next week, let's see if we can give room for further discussion on this.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Mercy, thank you.
My advice to men is that you don't try to speak up. Don't bottle up your emotions. You are a human being. Because when you bottle up too much, you get depressed, high blood pressure comes, suicidal thought comes, and all the others. Now, when you're going through these pains, let's not forget that most of the time, they are saying, bottle up as a man, keep it, keep it. Men, you will agree that most of the time, you transfer the aggression of this frustration on your wives or your loved ones, those around you. That's a way to tell you that you need to speak up. Those are signs that something has gone wrong with you mentally and you need to get help. Like I said, you're a man. It does not change the fact that you're a human being. If you are in a situation where you need to let the tears flow, I am one of the women who don't see men who cry as being weak. Please, if you need to cry it out, if you know it's going to help you, please cry. Then I want to leave this word with women, ladies, young girls. I think we should start looking at life differently. Because sometimes, when you talk to a woman that understands, it heals faster than talking to a fellow man. So I am thinking that a lot should be done in trying to, do something like damage control.
Reorient our
Yes, let's reorient our ladies. Let's reorient the women, so that when these men have issues, they can actually take it to you and you don't see it as my husband is weak or my fiancé is weak or my brother is weak. So I am thinking that something should be done so that we can reorient the women and the ladies. Thank you.
Well said, Mercy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The aspect...
The man.
The aspect I want to actually look at it from is from the parental angle. Of course, because that is where, like Mercy said, everything started from there.
Yeah.
But there are few we can correct from there now. So the ones that are still coming up. And the ones I want to actually correct is some of our parents, till now, that's your son that is in school. You know he's not working. And then you call him for money. You are at home. You call him for foodstuffs. He's in school. And tomorrow you hear that he took some drugs and he died. And you will say it's witchcraft.
It's not.
Madam, brother, it is you. You killed your son.
Yeah.
You see, we think that depression has to come blowing on. No, it doesn't. All the time you are calling him, even if he doesn't give you, it might be affecting him mentally.
Yeah.
Like, those people are calling me because they feel I'm of age now to start helping them. And they cannot even wait for me to finish my school, then look for a way to help them. They are calling me while still in school. So what I'm saying now is this: retrace your step. You couldn't help him grow better while he was younger. You have made him tough. You have toughened him. Now he's even thinking of stealing because of how you raised him. Please help him now. Now he's in school, or he's wherever he is. Let him grow to now say, okay, I now have enough to say a family take. Even if you're asking, see what he's doing. Young ladies out there, not just mothers, not just parents, see what that your friend is doing before you collect money, before you hijack from them. Or before you even put them under pressure to ask. There's so much to say, like our caller has said, because this topic is so big. But I think that's my little I can say for
thank
now.
you so much, Nnamdi. My final words will be this. I think society should learn to start allowing our men act as humans that they are.
Yeah.
Do not condition men to act in certain ways. Do not breed your male children to become stone-hearted, to forget the place of emotions, because at the end of the day, the table it turns and then it comes back to affect every other person around them. Now, a man is also human. Do not say that as a young man, if you are 16 and you are still in your parents' house, you are not serious in life. It doesn't make you unserious in life. That you are 16 and you are still living with your parents doesn't mean that. It doesn't make you less of a man. There is nowhere it is said or it is written that when you are still in your parents' house at that stage in your life, you would not progress. Because you are not able to stand on your feet. Yet you are living to add extra responsibilities to yourself because you feel that it is part of what you should do to prove that you are a man. I would just say that train your male children the same way you train your female children. The same level of importance, affection, care, and support that you render to your female children, also render them to the men. Men are not, they're not born to suffer. They also need love. They also need attention. They also need care. So please, if you're a man out there, you are dealing with anything, you have a problem, you have challenges you are faced with, like Shamange said, it is normal for you to take things to God in the place of prayer. That is the first thing you are supposed to do. But then after that, when you know you are also making effort, things are not working, there is nothing wrong with speaking to someone, a trusted friend, or someone you feel you can just confide in, because sharing how you feel, it's a way of unburdening yourself. But then when you bottle situations up, you don't speak, you don't share, it only increases or worsens the way you feel. And then it will get to a point where you can't deal with it again. It's like pouring water into a cup and then you are expecting that it doesn't get filled up and then starts overflowing. No. When you bottle things up, it gets to a situation where you can't handle it again, and then you get depressed, and we do not want to believe that anyone out there at this point would want to find himself in a suicidal situation. So please, society, do play your part in ensuring that our men feel loved and cared for. Parents also, please start reorienting your children. Also play your part. And then men also, please play your part. And what is your part? Share that burden with someone today. Stop bottling up that situation. I hope and I believe that our producer will do justice to this situation right now. And like I said, if God will have it, we'll be back to have a continuation or an extended discussion of today's topic. But I want to also appreciate everyone who took our time to join us today, everyone who called, Mike, Shamange, and for those who, maybe you tried calling and we couldn't take your call today, do bear with us and ensure that next week, same day, Sunday, same time, you are the first to call in so we can further have this discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Do have a blessed Sunday. My name is James Comfort.
Elias Nnamdi.
Merci Oside.
Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
Bye.
See you next week.
Can I have a minute of your time? It is popularly said we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future.
Also, it is said, in youth we learn and in age we understand.
Youth, they say, is the gift of nature. But what happens when the gift is at risk in the present?
Trending issues,
Topics and scenarios
that relates directly to the present youth in general.
we will bring to you live on Celebration TV
every Sunday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. GMT+1
on youth and lifestyle.
Join in the conversation.
There's nowhere else you'd rather be.
Commences Sunday, 1st August 2021. You can call in and share your opinions.